and welcome to video 3 of a series of videos to help you in the launch process. Now, whether you are launching a new church or a new ministry, these are those core insights or tools that you need to be working through as you are preparing to launch something great. To make it fun, we have it based on the alphabet. So video 3 is the letter C for craft your vision. Now let's start with an exercise. Do this wherever you are. I want you to write down your vision for whatever it is you're launching in one sentence. Go. Write it down. What are you launching? Can you sum it up in just one sentence? Now imagine yourself coming across an important investor, but you happen to get into an elevator with them and you have about 10 floors to tell them the entire story of this life-changing mission. I mean, this is why they call it an elevator pitch, because normally that's about how long you have. Whether they're in the elevator or not, most people, I mean, it's funny how many people I talk to and I try and tell them this new vision, this new mission, and their eyes just begin to glaze over when you're talking about something that you're so excited about, you're so passionate about. Unless they can connect with this vision and about an elevator ride, they just are not going to care as much as you do. Did you write it out? I mean, this is your homework. If you are meeting with me on a regular basis, I want to see what you wrote right here. So make sure you write this. Try this out on about 5 people this week. Now, random people from all different parts of your life. You want to see how this lands as you begin to tell them for the first time about this incredible mission that we're talking about. And then when we get together, we talk through this, I want to hear how those engagements went with people. Now for the rest of this video, I'm going to assume that you're not quite ready. You don't have your elevator pitch all perfect. And today's session is going to be about getting you ready. Now here's the next thing to write on your paper or your iPad or whatever you're using. Underneath your one-line mission statement, I want you to start with this. Imagine what you're starting 5 years from now. What do you see? Paint that picture for me. In fact, put it inside a frame and literally paint what it is. I'm not like with paints, but whatever you're writing with, I want you to show me that picture. And I bet it's really cool. Most people think about whatever it is that they're starting in a bigger capacity or a stronger or with more, fill in the blank, you pick. Whatever it is you're launching, how do you see that going in about 5 years? Now take some time and really dream about this. This is all very important work. And the incredible thing it's going to become is based on this picture that you're painting. I get excited as you're painting it right now, because as you do that, you're going to get closer and closer to this vision. Now you may have to pause the video here and actually take some time, because it's not a quick exercise. I understand that, and feel free to do that at any time. Now your next activity, once you have that picture, is you're going to create what we call the vision frame. How are we framing this picture? So draw a frame around your picture. Now the top line you already have. It's your mission statement. And usually that is huge. It's something really big. When I launched a church, my mission statement was we were going to reach 6.5 million people in the Central Valley of California. That's a mission that is bigger than us. It's a God-sized mission. And to be honest, I never thought we would reach that mission, but I wanted the mission so big that we were always targeting and trying to reach it. And I knew if the mission was that big, we would think beyond ourselves. We would know that we'd have to launch other churches. There was no way one church is going to reach 6.5 million people. We'd have to have more life groups and leaders. You see, the mission being so big drove me to do all these big things, because that was the only way we were ever going to get there. So that's the top line of your mission. Now on your left side, I want you to write down your core values. What are those 2 or 3 things that are going to get you to your mission? So as we launched this church, I had 3. For that huge mission was passionate people, people of purpose, and purposeful place. So there's a lot going on there, but the concept comes together as I explain the bottom part of your vision frame. and this is the strategy. So what is our strategy that's going to help us accomplish the core values that move us towards our mission? So when we talk about passionate people, that's people who are fired up about God. What's our strategy that's actually going to accomplish that? I called this our base camp. Our strategy was literally called base camp, the launching pad, the Sunday morning service. Most churches kind of have this as one of their core values, the Sunday morning service. But if you frame it right and use the right language, people will understand what your base camp is all about. Ours was to launch people outside of the place. It wasn't just going to be coming together and talking about God and worshiping. Those things are obviously there. But the strategy was, how can we train people on Sunday morning so that they go and be the church the rest of the week? And everything would be kind of targeted around that concept. Now, the people of purpose strategy. This was the idea, the concept that every single person that came to our church had a spiritual gift, and God tells us that, but how we are going to help them understand what their spiritual gift is and empower them to put it into action. See, the Bible talks about all of us having a spiritual gift, and yet when I would ask people what their spiritual gift was, 95% of the time, people didn't know what their spiritual gift was. You have a gift from God that empowers you to change the world, and you don't know what it is. How is that possible? So our strategy was then going to be life groups that literally will help people learn their spiritual gift and use it. Now again, life groups are not abnormal for a church. Most churches have life groups or Bible studies or whatever they want to call it. But again, the strategy is, what are we trying to accomplish with our life groups? Ours were going to be about helping people know their spiritual gift and then give them opportunities to put it into action. That connects them to the core value, that connects them to the mission, and all of this is driving to that overall mission. That third strategy, purposeful place. This is all about helping people understand that we're going to be beyond this box called church, beyond the walls of the church. Every event we would have would be outside of the church building. Our strategy was that all of our events, so let's say Halloween, you have a fall festival, right? A lot of churches do that in their parking lot. We specifically said we would never do that, and instead all of our events would be in the neighborhoods, in front of someone's house, in a park, at the local farmer's market. All of our events were going to be away from the church building. Church is what we do in our lives on a daily basis in our neighborhoods, where we work, where we live, where we play, always pushing people to think that being the church is beyond the box on Sunday morning. That's a strategy that pushes people towards the core values and the mission that we're trying to accomplish and the picture I had inside my frame. So the right side. Now on the right side, that's what we call the engines. What is driving all of this? You can have great strategies. Sometimes I tell people it's like a car. The strategies are the wheels on a car. The wheels move the car forward. And wheels can change. In fact, you really have to change your wheels about every, I don't know, depending on what they are, 20,000, 30,000 miles. Same idea with strategies. Strategies change all the time because culture changes. The engine is what's going to continue to move the car forward towards the mission, inside the bumpers, and the whole analogy keeps going and going and going. Now the engine, what's going to keep those wheels moving and driving even when you're going uphill, even when things get difficult? How are you going to operate these strategies on a week-to-week basis and make sure they're always moving forward? Now in the church, we had a teaching team that would meet weekly at my house. And this is the operating system. This is the engine. In this weekly meeting at my house, usually for 2 or 3 hours around a fire pit while we're just talking and working through the concepts for Sunday mornings, we would always keep in mind, what is our strategy for this base camp that we're using on Sunday morning? And always make sure that the sermon or the announcements or the visitor time or the offering always went back to the strategy of passionate people, people who think beyond the building, people who are learning their spiritual gifts. See, our engine to make that first core value and strategy go was this meeting that we'd have on a weekly basis with our teaching team. Then on that second operating system for people of purpose, we'd have a monthly leader meeting with every single leader of our classes, our life groups, anything that taught anyone anything was always going to have to be in this monthly meeting in which we'd come back to, does everyone in your group know their spiritual gift? How are you implementing your spiritual gifts on a weekly basis? Are you empowering people to use their spiritual gift? That's an engine that drives a strategy that moves people into the core values and towards the mission you're trying to accomplish. Finally, we had a dream team that would meet at my house based around upcoming events. What are our mission events? What are our outreach events? What are those events that are going to connect with people outside this building? And all those events with this dream team, they understood had to be away from our building. This moved our strategy of purposeful place and beyond our building. This was the engine, the dream team. This was the engine that kept this moving forward. So what does your vision frame look like? All right, think about it. Each line, your mission, your core values, your strategies, and your engines. As you build this frame, you put all those details in, it's going to hone in on this picture that you're presenting, that elevator pitch. You're going to be able to talk about this picture that you drew and say it in such a way because you have done all the work in crafting a vision frame that connects with people. Now remember your homework. Number 1, write your elevator pitch down and then practice it with about 5 people. I want to hear how that goes. Try that out. You want someone like a friend, a family, a stranger, a coworker, a boss, an investor, and then bring that with you with your vision frame complete. And we will talk about it at our next coaching session. I am so pumped. I'm excited. Your elevator pitch, as you begin sharing this with people, they're going to be giving you money and helping you and volunteer in what you're doing. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to talk with you more about it. Next time we'll be talking about D, which is your discipleship program. This is how you onboard people into your mission. Can't wait, and I'll see you next time.